Hi everybody, it's Jen. Welcome to Rise and Shine Yoga for today. It is literally 3 degrees outside plus wind chill. So I thought it'd be fun to do a Rise and Shine practice for those cold winter mornings when you're all bundled up and you don't really want to do anything, but you know it's really what your body needs. So a really nice relaxed practice so you can be all bundled up, have your sweater on, have your socks on, and just kind of stretch and warm up nice and gradual for today. So that's our plan. So feel free, grab your sweatshirt. You can always take it off, it's not a big deal. Have socks, have nice warm pants. Get comfortable. Of course, if it's summertime and you want to do this too, totally cool. But that's kind of where my mindset is for today. So we're going to start out in the position of your choice in a nice comfy warming position. So I'm gonna do I'm gonna sit on a block and kind of cuddle into a ball. That's where I think I want to be right now. I can always change my mind. And I'm just gonna drop my head and look down, really stretch out the back of the neck. And I'm gonna be in this position for a couple minutes, giving everyone a chance to get in the mindset of what you want to get out of today's practice. So we're here for about 1 more minute. So what gets tight when you get cold? Is it your hips? Is it your shoulders? Is it your neck? When I get cold and I'm outside on blistery days, my jaw gets really tense from like clenching my mouth and trying to keep everything nice and tight. So for today's practice, I want you to really concentrate on trying to release those body parts that get tight. You may not be able to do them right away because you're still a little chilly, and that's okay. But over the next half hour or so, just slowly work on letting those muscles relax. Okay, and we're going to release, and we're going to sit with our legs out. Now I'm sitting on a block. I'm going to continue to sit on this block because when I get cold, my hamstrings are tight, and my hamstrings are tight anyway. So I'm going to set myself up for success by bringing my hips up a little bit. If you don't have a block or a cushion or your hamstrings is not something that concerns you, don't worry about it, not a problem. But I'm going to give myself the chance to give myself a little bit of extra grace. So I'm going to point those toes up towards the ceiling, and I'm going to put my hands just on my thighs, and I'm just going to give myself a little little love here, give a little rub, give a little pat. And then I'm just going to keep a straight back and lean forward. Now, today, my leaning forward is like nothing. It's like from here to here. That's okay. I'm working with what I have today. You may be able to go a lot deeper. My shoulders are back and down regardless. Big breaths in and big breath out. And release. I'm going to bring one leg in, tuck it in. Other foot straight out. And I'm going to lean. I can lean down a little bit more. My chest is kind of on this thigh, but it's not really relaxing on that thigh. It's just kind of there. Toes are up. And then let's switch it out, doing the same thing. Toes up. And leaning in. One side tighter than the other today? Maybe, maybe not. And release. All right, let's come back to the first side again. Now, instead of bringing that knee in nice and tight, we're going to bring it kind of off to the side. And so literally while I'm staring out over water, my reminder to all of you, even on the cold, drizzly, yucky winter days, you still want to make sure that you're drinking water all the time. Lean forward. It's definitely going to help with hydration. And it's going to make you feel a little bit warmer. If you're miserable from being cold, the last thing you want to do is add more misery by being dehydrated. All right, let's come on in. Let's do the same thing on the other side. So my leg is out and bringing that knee out to the side. Giving myself a little bit more room to stretch. Coming on in. Let's bring those knees out to the side. And notice I'm lifting myself up and putting myself back down every time to make sure that I'm actually seated straight. I'm not on any muscles or fat deposits or anything like that. I want to make sure that I am equally on both sides of my body the same. So lifting up and putting myself back down. All right, bring those knees in. So let's do some static stretches. Let's do a little bit of mobility stretches. So I'm going to come off my block. I'm just going to pop it over to the side. And I'm going to bring one leg in front and one leg behind. And I'm lifting myself up and I'm putting myself back down. This is when I first got in this position, I was kind of leaning a little bit over on that hip. I'm up. All right, so I'm going to have one hand just kind of here on the ground. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to come up and lean. And I'm going to pull back down. So we're going to do that 10 times. Where I'm feeling a nice stretch in this side body and kind of back hip glute area. That's kind of where I'm feeling it. You can lean a little like forward and back this way, or you can also literally slide back a little bit and go forward and back. So I'm leaning more towards that back wall. So options are up to you. We're going to do 10 nice and slow. All right, ready? have 3 more. All right, so we're staying in this position. And all we're gonna do is just lean forward and come back. So my hands are on my thighs, but they're not pushing against my thighs. So if I want to lead them up and take that temptation away, just leaning forward a little bit and coming back. Let's do 5 more. Three, 2, 1. Okay, so now I'm going to take, so I had this hand on the ground before, now I'm going to have this hand on the ground. I'm going to lean over this way for 10. Okay, ready? Three more. 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Now we're just going to switch those legs and do that same thing on the other side. So one foot is in front, the other foot is in back, lifting up, making sure that we're seated as equally as we can be. Okay, so first we're gonna do those side leans. 10, nice and slow. We ready? And if we want to lean back a little bit, that's fine. One side's probably gonna be tighter than the other. And these are slow. Enjoy the stretch. One more. And release. Okay, let's sit up nice and tall. Let's lean forward and back. And if you find a spot you want to hold that stretch for, that's fine. Beauty of YouTube workouts is you can pause it whenever you want. We're gonna do just 2 more. And then put the other hand down and lean up and over 10 times. Three more. One more. Beautiful. Bring both those legs in. All right. I'm going to cross one leg over. Just do a little ankle work. Up, down, left, right. All the movements. Then when you feel good, flex that foot and stay still. And then bring that lower body in. Now see, now I'm here, my shoulders are up super high. We don't want that. So I'm gonna release a little bit so I can have my shoulders back and down. And then I'm gonna bring in whatever feels good for me. Feeling a stretch on the bent leg on the outside of that hip. I don't wanna be here. Alright, let's switch it out. So release that. Other leg, cross it over. Shoulders back and down. And then bring it in. Oh, sorry. Let's do some ankle circles. Jump the gun. Ankle circles first. Alright, now we're pointing those toes up. Now we're bringing that lower body in. Shoulders back and down, point those toes. Release. Beautiful. Lie on your side. Let's do a quad stretch. So bringing that lower knee in. And then we're taking that top leg, grabbing that foot, bending that knee, relaxing that head and neck. Alright, release. Kind of relax the legs a little bit. My knees are still bent, but they're relaxed. My head is relaxing on my arm, or it could be on a pillow, or just right against the mat, depending on where your body is in space today. And I'm going to take that top arm, and I'm just going to do some circles with the wrist. And then I'm going to open up. Stretch out that chest. All right, bring it back in. And let's roll over. I'm going to switch positions just so I can stay facing the camera. If you can just totally just roll over. Or that same thing on the other side. All right, so we're laying down, relaxing that head and neck. Bring that bottom knee in. And then bring that top leg, bend it. Quad stretch. All right, let's release. Let's just kind of hang out. Relax that head and neck. Bring that top arm up and let's just do some circles with the wrist. And then open up that chest. And then come on in. Use your arms to push yourself up. And I'm going to come back and use my block again. I'm just going to sit on my heels. You don't have to use a block, of course. But if you can get comfy, get comfy. I've also seen you. I was at Five Below this weekend checking things out because I heard that they had a lot of New Year to You exercise stuff, and they have yoga bolsters, they have yoga mats, they have weights, they have steps, they have yoga socks. They have so many different things for literally $5. If it's something you want to kind of play into, but you don't want to spend a lot of money, I totally get it. Maybe something like that might be the best idea for you. Or maybe check out a dollar store. Sometimes they have stuff. Always check out the places that you don't think are going to have the yoga stuff or the workout stuff. Because this time of year, a lot of places do. Okay, so we're going to do a little upper body movement. So we're going to bring one up and back down and then just switch. So little pendulums. Make sure we're good to go. And let's come in front. Usually I'm not a fan of kind of fast fashion when it comes to exercise. I would much rather spend the money and get a quality piece that's going to last me a decade. However, if you either don't have that in your income right now because of you need a new furnace, holidays were rough on you, anything like that, it's better to get something and then you can always donate it to someone else and let's come back. Or let's say you buy a bolster and it's not the best bolster in the world. Maybe you take the fluff from that bolster and made your own bolster and make it just stuff it a little bit more, stuff like that. So if it's not in your price point, you can still do it. You just pass it along when you're done. When you either decide this isn't for you, you didn't waste a lot of money, or you have the ability later because you've realized that you do love it so much, you want to invest and you have the money to invest, pass it along. Free cycle, something like that. Okay, so now we're going to have one arm up and just down and up. Relaxing the other shoulder. There are lots of recycle and free cycle places in different neighborhoods that you can get things that people are trying to get rid of that may be completely new. Alright, let's switch it out other side. Or even things like we had an old lawnmower years ago that we wanted to replace. We knew the lawnmower was on its way out, not looking so hot. We put it on free cycle and we said, hey, this lawnmower is this years old, this is what's wrong with it. If you need a lawnmower for parts or you are handy and you want to fix it, great. And they did. Some people came and got it and released. Oh, the shoulders back and down. I don't know what they did with it. Maybe they needed something for a completely different project. Maybe they needed a lawnmower for a back part of property that if it got destroyed, it wasn't a big deal. Exercise. Or maybe they needed a lawnmower and they couldn't afford a lawnmower and they just needed something to last the rest of the season. I don't know. It doesn't really matter to me either way, but we were able to give a little bit of life to something that we didn't need anymore. All right, so we're going to turn and face one way. We're going to come in, drop it down, come up, other way. Back in, drop it down, come in, and the other way. So we're going to do this for about a minute at your own pace. If you want to hold something for a little while longer, please do so. If you're going my pace or similar, let's do one more to each side. And then come back. All right, lion's breath. Let's do this. We did a little bit of hips. We're doing a little upper body. We're going to continue to do some upper body in a minute, but we're going to do that jaw. So we're going to do that lion's breath. So it's making a big face, really stretching out those muscles of the jaw and the face and the neck, making it really wide and big. Some people will pull up their shoulders too, and then it just release, blow it out. So we're doing 5 of those, okay? And then we'll stand on up and get a little bit more full body before we cool back down again. Okay, ready? One more. Shake it out, release, and we're going to stand on up. So let's say you have some water. This is a great time to grab some. And we're just going to stand up nice and easy, no rush. Hopefully you're feeling a little bit more energized, a little bit more movement in your body. Okay, how are you feeling? Feeling all right? So come to the middle of your mat, make sure you have a little bit of room forward and back. And we're just going to bend those knees and let the upper body hang. If you want to do a little movement, great. If you just find stillness better, that's fine too. And then come to a half lift. Hands on the thighs, flat back. Drop it down. And do 4 more just like that. Hang it here. And then lift it up. Flat back. And drop it down. Side to side, whatever you want. Flat back. And release. 1 more. Flat back. Oh, sorry, side to side, and then come to a flat back. And then roll all the way up. It may be 3 degrees outside, but I can hear my husky pacing around upstairs because she wants to go out. I don't like to have her out when I'm teaching classes because then she wants in and out. It's a big distraction of running in and out of frame. And I can tell that she wants to go back out because she's been inside for a half hour, and that's too long, even if it's 3 degrees. Okay, cross one leg over. So my right leg is crossed over. I'm going to bring my right arm over the top. Full side body stretch. If you're cold, they're cold does not correlate to northern breeds of dogs. And release. Other side. Up and over. release. Finding some place to balance, we're going to do that figure 4, like we did when we were seated. We're going to do it standing, so I'm holding on for balance. I'm crossing that leg over. I'm pointing those toes down to the ground. And then I'm sitting back. So now my toes that have pointed to the ground are kind of pointing more down and out. Relaxing everything else as much as I can. Come on up. Other side. Cross that leg over and sit back. And come on up. Beautiful. Sitting up nice and tall, pulling the shoulders back. 5 breaths right here. Sitting up nice and tall, everything in alignment, shoulders, hips, knees, feet, ears. And then relax, shake it out. I want you to do some little noodle arms. Well, this is not an official yoga term, noodle arms. If you're just twisting your body, and those arms are literally linguini noodles. Linguini noodles. They are doing none of the work. They are just going along for the ride. And I always find this just fun. 3, 2, and 1. All right, we're going back down to the ground. So let's come towards the middle of your mat, facing forward, arms up. Let's do a little back bend. 3, for 2, for 1, and lean on down. Bring those hands down. And bring one foot back. Bring the other foot back. Bring one knee down. Bring the other knee down. Let's do some cat-cows. Because now we're nice and warm and we can get some good stretching in, let's arch the back into that Halloween cat. And then come into our Christmas cow. And switch. Switch. We're going for 5, so we've done 2. And switch. And switch. And switch. Switch. 1 more of each. Cat. And cow. Come to a nice flat back. Let's do some bird dogs. So bring that left foot back, lift it up to about hip height, and bring that right arm up to about shoulder height. So see if they are about even with each other. And come back in. Other side, stretch out. And come back in. You get the gist. 4 more each side. Looking straight down. And down. Other leg lift, other arm lift. And down. Push out. And down. Lift it up. And down, 2 more each side, and lift up. And down. Lift up. And down. Last one. Lift it up and hold. We're going to bounce for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Release. Other side. Lift and bounce for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. And come on down. Swing those legs in front of you and lay down on your back. Let's do some bridges. All right, so hands down by your sides. We're going to bring those heels closer to our glutes. And we're going to nice and slow lift up, then hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come down for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift it up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift. And lower. And lift. And lower. And lift. And lower. Release those knees and drop them to one side. Look over the opposite shoulder. Arms can be nice and tight in if you're still a little cold. Or if you have some heat to disperse, come into a cactus shape. Your choice. Come through center. Other way, other side. Come back through center, grab those knees, and let's do some circles. And go the other way. And then straighten out for our Shavasana for 3 minutes. So this is not the end. We are all going to stand up together and start our day or end our day, but we are going to spend 3 minutes relaxing in our Shavasana. And that means fixing any hairstyle. So if you had a high ponytail like I did, I'm fixing it so I can relax and not have that literal pain in the head going on. So we're all going to spend 3 minutes here together and get all bundly as much as you want.
All right, wiggle those fingers and toes. Bend those knees in. And I want you to roll all the way over onto your belly. I want you to come up into a little sphinx. I want you to drop that head. As you come up, I want you to turn face one way. Through the center and face the other way. Come back to the center. Push yourself up onto all fours. And then tuck those toes under and lean back and push yourself up, rolling up. Super nice and slow all the way to the top. Take those arms behind you, open up that chest. If you want to lean forward, you can. Otherwise, you can stay up nice and tall. And then come on up. Take one arm, cross it over, hold it over to the side. Shoulder back and down. And other side, switch out. And switch, reaching towards that shoulder blade. And switching out, other side. Release, come back to mountain. 3 big breaths. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. And in and out. We are done. Thank you for coming and spending this chilly morning with me. Have a great rest of your day, afternoon, morning, evening, and I'll see you later.